Hi there, welcome back to the channel. In this video we are going to look into the post-install setup guide of Kali Linux, all things that we should do after installing or other things that I do after installing Kali Linux. So for this guide you need to have Kali Linux, or you need to have installed the operating system. To get the operating system, just search for Kali Linux and you should see kali.org. This is the official web page, the official website for Kali Linux. Head over to the download option, so you can download the installer images. This is the .iso files, all the virtual machines. So for the installer images, just click on this, and in case you are on Mac or ARM machines, you have this Apple Silicon, and for the rest of the machine type you have the installer here. So for this video I'm going to use the virtual machines, and I am going to use the VMware which I have already installed. So you just need to click on the download, or in case you want to install this on VirtualBox, you have the download option also for VirtualBox, Hyper-V, or the other virtualization machines. So I've gone ahead and downloaded the VMware. It's on my downloads Kali. So once you download the VMware, it will come as a .7 zip, and I also have the ISO, so you can install the ISO or the VMware bundle. But the VMware I would recommend this since it's less hassle to install, unlike installing from an ISO where you'll have to configure a number of things. But the VMware, just start and install this, as I'll show you. So for .7 zip files, we use an inbuilt .7 7-zip. So 7-zip is installed by default, and we'll use the flag extract to extract the VMware bundle. So 7-zip extract Kali VMware. So this is going to extract the VMware so that we can use the pre-built Kali Linux in this. So that's how you get the Kali Linux. So you can use it in any operating system you are using now. Recommended you have a virtualization, a VM or a VMware. So we are going to see things that you should do after installing Kali Linux, but before that we'll need to set it up. So this is 48% extracted, should be done in a few. So these are some of the things you should do after installing. You should do an upgrade and an update, so this should help you keep your system packages fresh or up to date. So in case you want to change the host name, go with a host name different from what comes with Kali Linux. We are going to see how to do that. So I'm going to share this on the video description so that you're able to keep this as a copy and you're able to run this on your own. So everything seems to be okay. This is extracted. So if we list, now we have a folder, a new folder that contains the vmware.vmdx that we are going to import in our VMware Fusion workstation rather. So on the workstation, you just need to go to the open a virtual machine option and we will go to where we extracted your VMware. Just need to open this, and as we'll note, instead of going through the hassle of setting the memory, the processor and the disk, this comes pre-done for you, and a user is already created with a password, which you are going to see how to change this. So this is the advantage of the VMware or the VirtualBox option rather than the ISO. So you can change the memory in case you want, but the recommended comes at 2. So the rest is just to start this virtual machine, and we should be able to start running the commands. So the default username is Carly, and we are in to the system. So the first thing that you should or I do is to keep the system packages fresh, and we do this by running the sudo apt get update, and this combines these two commands. So it will run the update, then it will run the upgrade. So the purpose of this is to ensure we have up-to-date packages or system packages for faster system, secure system. So that's the first thing I usually do. As that goes on, we have another optional thing that I do, which is to change the host name. So if you are, so the host name identifies the VirtualBox or your machine on the network. So if I was to cut the etc host name at the moment, you see it's set to Kali. So in case you want to change that, you can do that with this command, the sudo hostname ctl or hostname control, set hostname, then set that to the name that you wish. So that's an optional thing, but something that I do, and I would recommend you doing after the update and the upgrade is done. So on to the next thing that I do is to change the default repositories. So this will assist you in case you want to install more softwares that are not on the main Kali repository. So this is optional, but I would recommend doing that. And also to use faster mirrors, and you can use this or check for mirrors that are near your area. So another thing I do is to tweak some essential tweaks. So one is, it's an optional thing also. Some people like to remove the boilerplate home directories. So if you go to the home of Kali, do a listing, you see we have desktop and all these folders. Some people prefer to just have work on or create just new directories for maybe a CTF or targets directory. So that's something else I would like to do. So this command will help you remove that. So, and before you remove everything, you can move whatever you downloaded onto the home folder, then remove all these boilerplate home directories. Then after that, you can create some important directories like the targets, the CTF directory. So just need to create target directory. So this will host all your targets data that you want to work on. You can create another directory for, let's say, Google, in case you want to pen test or bug hunt on Google. And then under that directory, you'll host all the domains, subdomains, and everything about that target to keep things organized. So in case also you play CTF, you can create a directory about CTF and a target on that. So another thing that's optional to do is to disable your lock screen. In case you move to the main host and you spend some time on the host, you'll find out that the VM times out and it's locked, and you'll have to re-enter the password all the time. So in case you want to avoid that, you can go to settings under power manager, and this option, you can disable this, or on the display you can disable this to put the system into sleep. So you can disable this and you will not have that bother. So another thing you might want to do, in case, especially in case you install on the bare metal, you might want to change your SSH key and the default password that comes with Kali Linux. And to do that, we have these commands. You can cd into the etc SSH, make a directory of the original SSH keys, then you move the existing SSH to the folder you created, and you can reconfigure the OpenSSH server. So to change the default password, just need to run the command password, and you should be requested for the password that you. So changing password for Kali, you need to provide the current password, which is Kali, then you'll be requested to enter the new password. So ain't changing at the moment since we have something running. We didn't want to interfere with that, but that's how you change the SSH keys and the default password. So I'll leave a comment for you here. Change the default password. So next you will need to configure the DNS to Google DNS. So this will make things fast, internet activities on your host a bit fast, on your VM a bit fast, and we do this by running this command. So if we do cat etc resolve.config, we see that currently our name server is pointing to our host machine, but we would like this to point to the Google DNS, which is 1.1.1.1. So this command will help you do that and make your system a bit faster. So if we cut, we see that the name server is now configured to the Google server. So our update is still moving on. So another optional thing is to enable auto login. So in case you shut down your VM or you restart your VM, for some they would prefer to not enter the username and password and come automatically logged in. For some they might feel that's not okay. So, but in case you want to do that, in case you're on Genome, edit this file, and in case you're on XFC, edit this file. Currently we are running on XFC, and we need to add set default or set section. So this is the file. Just need to edit this file. And search for auto login username and set default. You need to add set defaults or set defaults, then add the auto login user, your username, which is Kali, then auto login. So that should enable you to log in automatically. So on to the next thing, essential package installation. So these are some essential packages that you need or that will help you. You see we have checklist here, we have GoBuster, Diet Search, Golang. So these are some of tools that will help you in your bug hunting or pen testing, but we are going to see how to install more tools from bug bounty hunting community. So these are some essential tools that I run that can help me get started. So this tool might take some time. So the update is done, so we can run this. So this sudo update installs software proprietaries, and then to install tmax, zsh, in case you wanna use zsh, golang, gedit, GoBuster, checklist. So let's run this. And that should take some time, but as that goes on, you can look into the other tools, so other packages. So next you might need to install pip, which is a Python package, helps in dependency packages of Python programs. So you can run this command to run the pip, to install pip. We have the install archive managers. Some of this might be existing, but some for zip and zip. So this will help you with archives, to archive or to unarchive files. So install guest additions. In case you installed from the ISO, this might be essential so that you have the copy and paste and drag and drop. So with VMware bundle, you realize we are able to copy and paste. You might need to install Java also. This is helpful also to run the Burp suite, which is a very good tool for bug bounty hunters or web application analysis. Install the screen recorder. I do this in case I want to record my desktop and share with you such videos. Then in case you want to install Windows-based applications, we have Wine. So there's this option, these commands to run the Wine. We have Terminator, some terminal in case you wanna have another experience. I think this comes pre-installed. We have QTerminal and the terminal emulator, and we have the Terminator. So this is the root terminal. So in case you wanna have the Terminator, which is pretty cool terminal, you can run this, and also you can search the terminal before installing, just to see how it looks and see maybe why you might need it. But it's a cool terminal. So for some text editor, you can download the VS Code. Just need to visit the visual official web page, download the Debian package. Yeah, you'll need the .deb. So we can, you'll need to download this. .deb and simply install it by running sudo apt install .deb. Let me just install this, though I have already installed. No need to reinstall this. Yeah, it's a good text editor or a code editor. In case you wanna go with Sublime or Atom, use this. This comes from Kali repositories. Then next I would install the VLC. To play some music, some video. Then we have Aptitude, Debi, and Synaptic. So also these are good to have. Then you can install the Chromium. Then in case you wanna have a look and feel on different desktop, you currently on XFC, but in case you wanna have an experience, you can use the genome, the KDE, and have a different look and feel. So those are some packages that I do install, packages that I try to install on the first usage of the Kali Linux. So I'll install this of the video since they might take some time. So next I'll show you on the aliases. So in this I want to continue this as a series where after installing these packages we move to doing recon with this VM, and we'll use this amazing recon guide to do subdomain emulation and show you how to do all this. So next other thing I do is on aliases and functions. So aliases are pretty cool things that help us. So if I was to do an alias called IANS in short of installation, then do sudo apt update and sudo apt upgrade, then accept that. So aliases help us, they do help us shorten these commands, these long terminal commands, into short commands. In this case we have INS for install, and this is so all this command is substituted into this INS. So meaning instead of typing all this long command, I'll just type INS and definitely the system get updated. So wherever you are on the system with the alias, you just need to add that or run that INS instead of the long command. So I try to write some like on my IP. So I have currently here on my system my IP, in case I change my network and I want to know the IP that I've been assigned, I just run my IP, and behind the scenes we have this long Linux or terminal command that helps get the IP. In case you're on a VPN also, you need to just change your interface and add this to your .bash file in case you're using bash. So add your alias to .bash alc, or you can create a .bash underscore aliases file. So if you go to your you'll see we have this check where it checks in case there's a file called .bash aliases on the home folder, then it will import that and you'll be able to have your aliases. So you just need to create a file on your home folder, then add your aliases. So let me just add this since we are on a new VM. So INS, this will do sudo apt install. So this installs a package that you want to install. This purges or remove a package that you want to install. and ls. We also have some ls that come with ls, but now this also improves that by showing the color. And in case you have a CTF folder or a target folder, currently we have a target folder, you just need to cd home target and then list the target. So these are just some shortcut, I would say, to help you navigate and move fast. Also, you need to source.bash after adding the aliases or opening a new tab. Was it CTF? So that's what aliases do. So you see, we just type target and you are redirected to the target, and straight into list. So we can just edit that and use ls indeed. So wherever you are, let's say you're on CDUPT, you want to go back to the target, it should take you, unless, okay. So that's on alias. Then we have functions. So functions do pretty the same as alias, but now you can add more commands and more functionality. So this is a bash function called updater, and it does all this, and you also add this to the .bash file. So this is added to the .bash rc file, and you just need to type the updater and all these commands will be run. I have another one that I use, which is extract. So what this does, it's using some logic to check on the type of file that you want to extract, and depending on the type of file, it's able to use the tool. And in case it's not able to detect or extract, you get that cannot be extracted. So like previously we extracted using 7-zip, you see. So in case it detects a .7-zip, it uses 7-zip by default and extract that. In case it's a .rar, it uses rar. Tar, it uses tar. So these are amazing functions and how you can automate things and how I automate things. So next we have also a function, and now automating tools. We also add it to the .bash rc. So this is a function called GoBuster directory. It's running the GoBuster tool. So you just need to provide usage. Just need to do GoBuster directory. So this will be on your terminal. Then you provide the URL, and it will go ahead and autofill the rest and run the GoBuster on the target. So that's how I automate some things on this. In case you want to add a new user, you have this command. You can add the user to a group, and you can change the shell using the change shell command. Another thing that I would recommend is on the extensions, Firefox or the browser extensions, that will help you also work well with Kali. And to get a taste of these extensions, we have another amazing OS called Athena OS that comes with these browser pen testing resources. So in case you just go to their site and search for this, you're able to see some extensions, or you can look up on Google for these extensions and what they do, and you should be able to get started with these extensions. So that's it for the first part of this video. So the next thing that I do after this is to use pimp my Kali, a script that ensure that my VMware is okay and ready now for other tools, and ensure it's up to date, fix some things that are broken. So we are going to use this in the second part of this video, and also start installing some tools from the web security community. So we have a script that can help us install a number of good tools, and with this we should be able to have a complete arsenal of tools to start jumping into Recon. So that's it for this part. In case you like this video, hit the like button, and also support the channel by watching some ads or clicking on some ads. So cheers guys for now.